Yesterday, President Trump defended the 25% tariffs he imposed on Canada and Mexico.
The United States has been ripped off by virtually every country in the world. We have deficits with almost every country. Not every country, but almost. And we're going to change it.
And a 90-day freeze on foreign aid.
We help everybody. We've been helping everybody for years. And to be honest, I don't think they appreciate it. So we're going to change that.
Joining us to talk about it, ABC News political analyst Steve Roberts. So, Steve, we know that far more money is wasted on weapons programs that never get rolled out. But while I feel like the majority of Americans were for foreign aid that feeds hungry people, we've also heard these stories of taxpayer dollars going to, drag queen shows in Belarus or something else. So Trump has some support on this, doesn't he?
Yes. Well, look, every government program has waste, and you can take one example and magnify it. But the fact is that most experts who study this think this is an enormously valuable program for United States self-interest. Trump keeps putting this in terms of, we're giving this money away and to people who don't deserve it. But this helps America. It helps America when other countries are safer. It helps America when other countries are more healthy. It helps America when there are programs to clear landmines. It helps America when diseases are eradicated. It helps America when people around the world believe the United States is a good and decent country, particularly when they're in a worldwide battle for influence with Russia and China. The Washington Post had a big headline, a big editorial about this just today, saying Trump's moves to curtail and even eliminate the U.S. AID, the agency that administers foreign aid. It would hurt America, they said, and that this is the most of all the government programs to get more bang for the buck. People totally misunderstand foreign aid. They think it's a huge percentage of the budget. It's not. It's 1%. It's about $70 billion. So, Trump, this is only one example of tariffs are another example where you follow an ideological view of policies without looking at their real world practical impact.
So let's talk about those tariffs. 25% tariffs on some of our biggest trading partners here in Arizona. We're definitely going to feel it because I think Mexico and Canada are number 1 and 2 when it comes to trading partners here. Where are Americans going to feel this first? Just, average Americans minding their own business.
Yeah, it's a good question. And look, Trump has said over and over that tariffs are going to make America rich, that other countries are going to pay these levies, and this is going to feed the American treasury. Virtually every economist says that is not true, that what happens with tariffs is that companies pass on the added cost to consumers in Arizona and everywhere else. Now, exactly what sectors are going to feel it, it's hard to know, but Mexico, just to take one example, is a prime supporter of America the fruits and vegetables folks in Phoenix and everywhere else eat every morning. So groceries is one area where they could be feeling it. Of course, for larger purchases, automobiles are a prime issue. If you look at Canada, one of their major exports to the United States is lumber, which is a critical element in home building. So when you start thinking about the sectors that are going to have to be paying tariffs, those tariffs are going to be passed along to folks in Phoenix and everywhere else.
So what do we do about the trade deficits that we have that really are super unbalanced with some countries, and as Trump admits, not so much with others?
Well, part of the reason why they're unbalanced is that America's the richest country in the world, and we consume so many products. To the extent that there's an imbalance, it's because American consumers want these products, and they're willing to pay for these products. This is not as if somehow these countries are cramming these goods down the throats of Americans. Consumers vote with their credit cards every day in wanting these. And America is by far the largest market in the world. But it's also true that a vast number of Americans depend on exports for their livelihood. You look at just the agricultural sector in America. Huge percentage of grains that are grown in America, pork that's produced in America. This is exported. this is not just consumed by Americans. So for all the talk about deficits, the fact is that Americans all up and down, and all a huge percentage, a huge number of different industries and businesses export every day. And if there's a trade war, among the places that are really going to be hurt are those American businesses that depend on the export market and start with agriculture.
ABC News political analyst Steve Roberts joining us here to talk about the trade war and also, most Americans thinking that it's okay to go after government waste. However, are some of the programs that we're targeting actually wasted? And it's a delicate balancing act for anybody in government.
It really is.
Thanks for watching Arizona's Morning News. Click to watch more from KTAR News and hit the button in the middle to subscribe.